Hey everyone, today is Independence Day in the US, the 4th of July, a day where we basically celebrate the courage and bravery of the Founding Fathers for having the balls to create their own country, to stand up for what they believe is right, and to move away from a government that they thought was corrupt. And now, fast forward to today, we have this amazing country with incredible cultures all within it and incredible views and all these amazing people who think so differently, and it's an incredible thing to be able to witness and partake in, and it wouldn't exist if not for the courage of a few brave men. So I thought it apt to make today's topic the importance of standing up for what you believe is right, because if the Founding Fathers did not do that, the US wouldn't be a country. In fact, this whole land would probably be still owned by England. It would probably be called New England or something, I don't know. But it would definitely not be its own country with all these amazing views held within it and all this progress that the country has made as a whole. And I don't care if you hate the US. I mean, I get that. If you dislike this country, I do believe you've probably been brainwashed by your media, but that's a topic for another video. So regardless, the whole point, it's important to stand up for what you believe is right, because when you do that, you can lead to incredible things happening. I mean, in the most drastic cases, the Founding Fathers literally created a whole new country with its own ideals that has worked really well. So, but in smaller scale, standing up for what you believe is right will help make your life better, because at least it will allow you to be authentic as much as possible, which means your mental health will likely be better. If you sit down and shut up and stay quiet when things are not going the way you want them to, it hurts, right? Because it's basically you denying your true voice. It's you denying your authenticity. And I believe I already made a video talking about how anytime you're being inauthentic, you're basically hurting your mental health, because you're not allowing your true nature to be expressed. And that's one of the best ways to ensure your mental health will be great. So think about that as much as possible. It's important to stand up for what you believe is right, to get your voice heard, or even to take action, because then you'll know that you're staying true to yourself and you're not allowing your voice to just remain hidden, unheard by anyone out there. So it's important to practice this as much as possible in your life. But I will throw in a caveat here, because I know this line of thought can end up somewhere kind of dangerous over time. So I will say, always take action in ways that are safe for the most part. I understand there will be some very rare scenarios where maybe standing up for what you believe is right can put you in harm's way. But you should only do that if that's the only option. If it's not, then by all means do not go that route. There are better ways of getting your voice heard, of taking action, of standing up for what you believe is right. Violence is rarely ever going to work. In fact, it usually leads to things getting way worse over time. So in general, just be safe about this, be smart. Don't buy into the mob opinion, because if you put a bunch of people together in one area, they can do really stupid things. Psychology has spent a lot of time studying mob mentality, so sometimes it's best to stay the hell away from what everyone else wants to do if they start to go down darker and darker paths. But for the most part, just do what you can to stand up for what you believe is right, especially in your own life, in the ways that it immediately impacts you, because there are some larger issues that you won't really be able to do anything about for the most part. And I won't get into that, because obviously that sucks, but it's true. There are some things where you can't do all that much, but there are things in your immediate life that you can affect, especially when it impacts your own quality of life or the quality of life of the people that you care about. So just do what you believe is right, stay true to yourself, and stand up for what you believe is right. There you go. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. You can thank the Founding Fathers of the US for creating this day in this amazing country and inspiring this video, because in all honesty, there are times where I think about how incredible it is what they did, because you have to understand the men who founded this country weren't very old. I know some of them were, Ben Franklin for the time was pretty old. I think he was already in his 50s, I want to say. So he was old. But the average age of the Founding Fathers was actually pretty young. I want to say it was around 30 or maybe even younger. try to think about that. Like, wrap your head around people around the age of 30 founding their own country. How many people do you know around that age who are upstanding, amazing people who you could actually envision or imagine founding a country of their own, having the courage, the bravery, the competence to do that? Do you know many people like that? I certainly don't. So it's something I think about from time to time, because it's just incredible that these men came together at the right time and did everything correctly to found their own country. It's mind-boggling, because I hate to say it, but like when I think of the average man today, especially around the age of 30 or so, my initial assumption is that most of them are rather weak. I hate saying it. I know some of the reasons why this is the case. I mean, for one, a lot of cultures nowadays kind of demonize men being strong. They make it a bad thing. They call it toxic masculinity, which I've already made a video talking about that. So it's no wonder a lot of men are weaker nowadays, because they've been taught while they're growing up that, hey, if you are strong and confident, that's a bad thing. Don't do that. That's a no-no. So now they become adults and they're still weak because they never learned to go against the BS they were taught while growing up. So yeah, a lot of 30-year-olds nowadays, I could never picture the average 30-year-old doing what the Founding Fathers did. But then again, I don't believe the Founding Fathers, even for their time, were average men by any means. So that's probably the issue. I'm comparing them to average people when they themselves certainly weren't, even back then. But yeah, it's just something interesting to think about. So there you go. It's really incredible, the bravery and courage of those men, and I'm really grateful that they did what they did, because I believe this country is amazing. Like I said earlier in the video, if you disagree, I don't care. You're probably being brainwashed by your media, but that's okay. Maybe I said that in a different take of the video. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. So I truly hope you enjoyed this one. And if you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.